Good day, my name is Chas Ryan Patricoy from BSBA 4E, and I report the part 1 of module 19, that is registering business. Registering business registration in the Philippines is an essential legal document that companies must process before operating. It is essential because it's comply with the Republic Act 3883, also known as the business name law. Any business that is not registered in the Department of Trade and Industry or DTI is illegal. However, note, having a business registration under DTI does not mean that you can run your business other registration such as permit and other legal document and document from government agency are essential. Next is registering sole proprietorship. Number 1, sole proprietorship. A sole proprietorship in the Philippines is also known as single proprietorship. A sole proprietorship is the most simplest form of business and easiest to register in the Philippines through the Department of Trade and Industry or DTI and Bureau of Trade and Regulation, Consumer Protection. The sole proprietorship is a business na pagmamayari ng isang tao gaya ng mga retail store. What is a sole proprietor? Sole proprietor is a type of business that is owned and managed by single individual. The sole proprietor has unconditional and full control over its business. For example of that is the beauty parlor, general store, and barbershop and others. Next is advantage of sole proprietorship. So meron ditong tatlong advantage para sa sole proprietorship. So first is control. Sole proprietor experience the advantage of having unquestioned control of all the operation, all the important decision here, like yung mga pricing, marketing, staffing, yung mga pagpapalawak about the business. Second of advantage of sole proprietorship is simplicity. Another advantage of sole proprietorship is simplicity. The business can start almost immediately with a minimum. Third is low start of up costs. Startup costs also may be minimal for the sole proprietor. Operation is small. You may need to hire a large staff or operation other of expensive buildings. Some sole proprietors start their business at home, like online selling through social media, like online selling sa Facebook, pwedeng mag-live sa Facebook or isa rin sa other platform is yung TikTok. Sole proprietor can start with the internet, social. If have advantage of sole proprietor, it also have disadvantage of sole proprietor. So that is first we have three also disadvantage of sole proprietor. First is personality liability. A disadvantage of sole proprietorship is that there is no legal separation between business and personal liabilities. If you borrow money or purchase supplies on credit, your credit use, you can personally if you difficult your obligation. Second of disadvantage of sole proprietor is heavy burden. Although making all decision can be a benefits of sole proprietor, it also can become a burden. As a business owner, ikaw yung responsible sa mga success and failure. You can have a difficulty distinguishing, control, and delegating to other, and if your operation continue to grow. Third of disadvantage of sole proprietor, difficulty raising money. Sole proprietor can face hurdles in raising money if it's need to start or sustain a business. According to all business, bank often too fearful of lending money to sole proprietor because repayment become questionable of its business fail or the owner dies. Next is registering a sole proprietorship. If you are Filipino citizens at age of 18 above, pwede kang mag-register as sole proprietorship. So, ito yung mga kailangan to register. First is certificate of business name. Registered sa dito is pwede ka mag-register through DTI. Second is certificate of registration. Third is mayor permit. If you start a business, syempre we need to kumuha ka muna na mayor's permit. The third is pinakamahalaga is barangay clearance. Kung saan ka mag-start ng business mo, kailangan mo kumuha ng barangay clearance. Next is general partnership. General partnership is a business made up 2 or more partners, each obligate for the business debt, liabilities, and asset. Partnership assume unlimited liability, potentially subjecting their personal asset to secure if partnership become insolvent. Partnership should create a written agreement. Example of general partnership have been the business entity of choice for individuals seeking to work together, as well as various types of service provider. One of the benefits of general partnership is that the relatively easy to set up and the lower ongoing costs than other structures, since there is no annual tax return to file. However, each partner asset can be at the risk of co-owner or liability for each other's activity. Next is limited partnership. A limited partnership consists of at least one general partner or at least one limited partner. General partner own and operate a business, while limited partnership invest in the business but do not make operational decision on carry any personal liability for company debt, or one or more of each type of partner can become together to create a limited liability partnership. For example, might use as limited partnership. Another common use of limited partnership is a family business called family limited partnership. Member of family may pool their money, designate a general partner, and watch their investment grow. Next is business partnership advantage. First is partnership are relatively easy to establish. Second, ability to raise fund may be raised both 2 or more partners may be able to contribute more funds, and their borrowing capacity may be greater. Sharing responsibilities to another doesn't have to anything. Next is business partnership disadvantage. The major disadvantage of partnership is unlimited liability. General partners are liable without limit for all debt contracted and error made by partnership. For example, if you own 1% of the partnership and the business fail, you will be called upon to pay 1% of the bills, and other partner will be assessed their 99%. However, if your partner cannot pay, you may be called to pay all the debts even if you must sell of all your possession to do this. Make partnership too risky for the most situation. Next is registering a partnership. There are some requirements to get. So first is partnership with less than 3,000 capital only need to register their name with the Department of Trade and Industry. Second is capital must register with Security and Exchange Commission. Register your business in the Security Exchange Commission. They are responsible for regulating partnership and corporation in the Philippines. License and clearance from a necessary government office. Register your employee in the SSS. This mandated by law. This ensure that you are lawful remitting your employee monthly contribution so they can reap the reward. Next is filing of tax identification number with Bureau of Internal Revenue or BIR. Okay, BIR will give you permission to issue official receipt, register books of accounts for partnership to obtain separate tax. Last is business permit, mayor license for city of operation. This is required since your business is located under the LGU area. If government like your barangay should conform the LGU standard. Number 3 is corporation. A corporation is composed of juridical person established under the Corporation Code and regulated by the Security Exchange Commission with personality separate and distinct from of this stockholder. Corporation is a juridical entity established under the Corporation Code and registered with the Security Exchange Commission. The liability of shareholders of a corporation is limited only to the amount of their share capital. Corporation in the Philippines can either be stock or non-stock company regardless of nationality. Stock corporation, a corporation with capital stock divided into share and authorities to distribute to the holders of such share divided to allotment of surplus profit on the basis of the share held. Non-stock corporation, a corporation organized principally for public purpose such as foundation, charitable education, culture, or similar purpose, and does not issue share of stock of its member. Next is advantage of forming a corporation. Number 1, owners have limited liability. A corporation is considered by law as a separate and distinct legal entity. This means that their creditors can only go after the corporation's asset and not the stockholder person asset in order to settle the corporation debts and liabilities. Number 2 is it can exist with community. The power of succession gives a corporation continuous existence. A corporation continues to exist until the shareholders decide to dissolve or it merges with another business. 3 is share of ownership after transferable. The share of stock of interest of a publicity trade corporation can be traded easily through stock broker. For non-publicity trade corporation, the stock certificate can be transferred or assigned to another owner by executing a deed of assignment of share of stock. Number 4, it attract more investor. Corporation attract investor because it look structure perpetual existence of ownership, transferability, and limited liability because of more regulated of corporation and fiduciary duties of its board and of their director. It's earn more trust and and confines not only from investor but also from its employee. Number 5, you can be employee of its own corporation. The corporation is a distinct entity from the owner of shareholder. They can become a corporation employee or officer. Number 6, the corporation pay its own tax. The own or stockholders pay their own tax on the compensation and divided into they receive from the corporation. Next is disadvantage of forming corporation. Number 1, incorporation is costly. Incorporation, a business need to file with Security Exchange Commission and may involve a lot of formal legal papers such as law articles of incorporation, affidavit, and board resolution. Number 2, corporation are highly regulated. Such special corporation may be required with secondary license and further regulation by government agency such as Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas for financing and lending companies, Commission on Higher Education for companies operating secondary school, and insurance company for insurance. Number 3, limited liability may discourage creditor. The limited liability, a corporation with a low credit score may discourage creditor to lend their money for corporation. Number 4, it may result a double taxation. This is because the dividend income received by the shareholder, a natural person, is also taxed on the personal income return. So number 5 is it not easy to dissolve. Corporations are difficult to dissolve as it also difficult to form. Next is registering a corporation. So there are some requirements to get to register that a corporation. First is must consist of at least 5 to 15 shareholders. Second, register your name, registration of name with the Department of Trade. So same lang din sila nung sa pag-register para sa sole proprietorship. Third is license and clearance from necessary government offices. Last is register upon capital and affidavit from corporation treasurer. So that is part of my report of module 19 part 1. Thank you.